Violence and warfare. It could be argued that's what makes us human. It was no stranger to the peoples of native California too. Yet being a land of plenty, why then would they resort to violence? This film will look at remains of ancient Californians that show evidence of violence and theories as to what caused these peoples to resort to this. To begin, the research of violence in prehistoric California has focused in Southern California. Archaeologists have not yet identified any structures or settlements that can be confirmed as being built for the purpose of defense. Yet according to one archaeologist, Douglas Kennett, settlements in the northern Channel Islands began to be built on sea cliffs and headlands after 700 AD. As the paper states, quote, "These settlements were apparently situated to maximize views of the coast and sea, while minimizing visual contact with adjacent coastal villages, thus suggesting an increased concern with political autonomy, territoriality, and defense during the late prehistoric period," end quote. Evidence is also found of these northern Channel Islands also being abandoned between 1150 to 1300 AD, coinciding with a drought in the region. As for the remains that were found, over 1,700 individuals spanning a 7,500 year period from 30 archaeological sites. Remains with club injuries were found, suggesting it was ritualistic, perhaps even warfare. Projectile points were also found. The bones with these traumatic injuries were men mostly between the ages of 18 to 40. Between 450 to 1300 AD, the climate was very erratic, with droughts threatening these peoples and their large populations on these islands, leading to conflict and violence. Yet when the climate became more stable, violence decreased, an economy between the mainland and islands appeared, and a complex social structure arose, leading to peace in coastal Southern California. Even the Akashimaman of Southern Orange County in their oral histories speak about how when conflicts arose between two villages, instead of resorting to violence, the chiefs of the village would speak with each other until an agreement was reached. The next region of the state we will look at is the Bay Area and Central Valley. With the largest population density north of Mesoamerica, it is obvious that conflict would arise amongst a large and diverse area. Many bones with injuries caused by weapons have been found, especially projectile points, due to the bow reshaping warfare in California. One gruesome example of this is found in Yolo County. 3 skeletons were found in a mound flexed and without grave goods. It was found they were killed. Arrowheads found emmed in their bones, one individual having up to 7 in his ribcage. Dating to 1450 AD, archaeologists originally thought they were the remains of people who defended their land, but analyzing their bones using mass spectrometry on their teeth revealed bigger mystery. 2 of these men were born and lived near where they were buried, in the Sacramento floodplain. All 3 grew up there in their teenage years, but in their adult years, they seem to have lived north along the Sacramento River. Yet they returned back to where they had previously lived and were killed. All that is known is that they were not welcome when they returned. It is also important to bring up another important discovery that is misattributed as a form of violence in the archaeological record. Marsh Creek in the Bay Area, near Mount Diablo and flowing into the California Delta. In the burials found here, 8 have been discovered buried with skull caps, and date back to 4,300 to 2,950 years. Dusted in ochre, these macabre grave goods were first believed to have been the trophies collected during war. Yet analysis has found no evidence of them having any signs of being taken during war, and more likely they were a part of an ancestor worship ritual. Although being characterized as a land of abundance, California has gone through periods of resource scarcity, which led to violence and warfare amongst the various peoples of California. Yet when the climate stabilized, they were able to bounce back and create a complex social structure, and establishing trade relations to maintain peace that would last for centuries, until, as recorded by archaeologists, a surge of violence reoccurs in the 18th and 19th centuries, with the arrival of new people who would radically change the lives of native Californians.